Let's all welcome the former Miss Uganda, Karema, who is going to talk about success does not require selling one's soul.
Allow me to ride on the protocol that has been going on. My name is Karema Tumukunde. We don't say former Miss Uganda because once a queen, you're always a queen, right? So we say Miss Uganda 2023, 2024. Are we together? And also Miss World Africa, first runners up, and Miss World Beauty with a Purpose winner Africa. And also a student of Makerere University, pursuing my Bachelor's of Arts in Social Sciences in my second year. Yes, thank you so much from Nakaseke. So I want to congratulate all the freshers for joining Makerere University. And to all the continuing students, how does it feel to be at Makerere University? Someone said fire. You guys are not happy to be here. Oh, all of you are freshers. Oh, we take you to Chambogo. That's right. So today we are going to talk about a topic entitled Success Does Not Require Selling One's Soul. So I love using my story so much, and I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about patience, staying true to your values, and always running your own race. So one thing I want to say about someone who inspires you, first and foremost, these people that you see out there show you what you want to see. You don't know what they go through. You don't know their ups and downs. You don't know what they've sacrificed to be at the top. So that's why I asked you that question. For me, when you ask me who my inspiration is, I would say my father. Because I've grown up with him. I have seen how he carries himself when he's struggling, when he's happy. I have seen how he has raised me with so much passion. And I feel like that strength inspires me. And I would want to do better because of how he does. And this does not go on only Elon Musk or Hamis Chigun. It's about everyone. When it comes back to our topic, which is success does not require selling one's soul, it takes me back to what you said. There are so many people out there who sell their souls, who compromise their values just because they want to achieve something. Sometimes you're going to be with a dream and you're going to be very ambitious and you're going to be like, I want to achieve this, oh God, one day. And you will see someone who has it, someone who is your age. They're not even more experienced like you. Maybe they're not wise enough. And you will start saying, but why not me? So because of the pressure that you see, the pressure that society is going to put on you and the people around you and maybe your friends, and they are walking on a huge speed and you're lagging behind, you're going to be like, okay, I'll be forced to take this decision. Maybe for the girls, I'll sleep with this person to give me this amount of money. Maybe I'll be in this group that maybe does something for me to achieve what I want. This takes me back to running your own race. Always have something that you want to achieve, write it down, have your values, stick to them. Be like, I'm not going to do this because I want to achieve something else. I'm going to pray to God. I'm going to practice. I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to make sure I achieve it at the right time. Not because society has put pressure on me. Now, when I was going for Miss Uganda, I was in senior 6. I had just finished senior 6. When I went back home in December, they put the posters up and they're like, Miss Uganda is starting. I went and got my form, filled it in, and took it back. But I knew what I wanted to learn was to walk, was to have my purpose, was to build my confidence and know how to speak on stage and to answer questions very well. So I started my rehearsals at home. Sometimes I would just go and walk in front of the mirror and I fall down. I bought like 5 pairs of heels and because I didn't know how to walk. But I kept on pushing. Now that's the discipline when you want something. On your way to the top, people are always going to try to stop you. People are going to say, no, you're not good enough. Maybe you can't speak well enough. Maybe you're not, your work is not that perfect. You're not going to win. So many people are going to come. And if you're not really determined that much, you're going to lose it. Or you're going to stop on the way. There are so many people, whenever we go for Miss Uganda to judge, because now I'm past that, I always go there to judge. You tell someone, go, you're not good enough. You can come back tomorrow. And then someone goes and runs on social media and they never come back just because of how they feel. There are so many people that fear criticism. And let me tell you one thing. If you fear criticism, you'll never make it any further in life. Because people are always going to talk. When I won Miss Uganda, so many people came with different stories. She's from Congo, she's from Rwanda, she's been deployed here, she paid to win, she wasn't good enough, and most people said she's not gonna win Miss World. She just went to tour. I was like, okay. But sometimes when people talk about you, they give you more energy to keep on trying to, be better or prove them wrong of what they said. So me, whatever I saw on social media, it kind of got to me because I was younger. I was 19. So it got to me. I was bigger than this. I lost weight in like 3 days because of the criticism on social media. And at some point, I wanted to give up the crown. I was like, no, I can't take it anymore because also my runners up. You're so many in boot camp. You're like 22 girls or 25. And literally everyone is there to win. And you're going to win and think these people are happy for you. Okay, some are going to be happy. Some are not going to be happy. And sometimes people need to know that it's a race. Once you go there, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. So when I saw what was going on social media, I was like, no, I'm going to give up. I don't think I can go any further. My father called me. He stays in the village. He fears media so much. He told me, you know what, come back to the village. You can't. And then I wanted to actually go back to the village at some point because I feared my father so much. But my mentor, he's called Jerome, he's the one who trained me to, be who I am today. He told me, you know what, Hannah, what you have to do is work twice harder so that you work better at Miss World. So after, seeing whatever the social media was talking about me, how I wasn't good enough, how I had bought the crown, how I was deployed from Congo or Rwanda, I had to sit down and check myself and see, okay, what have I done right and what have I done wrong? Because I was younger, most of the people I competed with were done with university, 23, 24 years old. So I had to go back to the girls that won me to ask, where do you think I should improve? And most of these girls, instead of giving me courage or teaching me, now these are the people that went back to say, the person that won us now is asking us for advice. You know how that feels? When you're out there and then you hear rumors of people saying ABCD. I was like, okay, let me just do my own research and, study and make sure when Miss World comes, I am ready. So I started to do my research about my beauty with a purpose. We have what we call purpose in Miss World. It's like the most important fast track activity. Once you win it, you either make it as Miss World Africa or first runners up. So I had to take time, study my beauty with a purpose each and every day. Now, this is what we call discipline when you want something. Sometimes you have to let go of certain things for you to concentrate on that one thing. Maybe you're going to want to be a doctor, but the group that your friends, your friend group, these are people that maybe are doing social sciences or social work, and they're going to go in the bar every day, drink, and come back in the morning. And there is you who wants to be a doctor. You have to make sure you read your books very well each and every day. You have to make sure you wake up early. And now you're going to the bar and coming back very late. Now you end up missing the morning session that you were supposed to use, maybe to read your books or to make yourself better. So I had to make sure that I cut most of the time I was spending with most of my friends just to concentrate on my beauty with a purpose. And I wouldn't even say it. You don't have to tell anyone what you're doing. People destroy what they know. And what people don't know, they can't destroy. So whenever you're working on something, work in silence. Let people just see something that is already done. So when I went to Miss World and won, everyone was shocked. They were like, by the time you won Miss Uganda, you didn't have a beauty with a purpose. And I was like, yeah, I later got it. But no one knows what I went through, the sleepless nights that I would spend. Like, I took my time to study very hard to make sure that by the time I reached there, maybe I didn't know that I was going to win. I didn't have a guarantee, but I was like, however way I'll perform, I'll know I did my best. When I went to Miss World, I won Beauty with a Purpose Africa. And I became Miss World first run as a Beauty with a Purpose winner. And what does that teach you as a person? Stick to your goals. Make sure you practice each and every day and make sure you achieve them. Even when you fail, you not beat yourself up to say that I didn't try. At least you've tried and you failed. There is someone who's scared of taking that first step. So many of you here want a lot of things. But you're like, what will the people say? What will the public say? What if they judge me? What if they say I'm dressed poorly? What if they reject me? But people are always going to talk. But I'm assuring you, the moment you make that first step like this, and you'll be like, you know what? Let me get out of my comfort zone and go out there and experience and see what the world has to say about me. Regardless of what they say, I'll still keep going and moving until I achieve what I want to achieve. Trust me, it will become easier. Now, I want to tell you something. When I just come from Miss World and I wanted to join Makerere University specifically, I wanted here. When I came back, I performed so well, and all the universities gave me a scholarship. All Ugandan universities, they gave me a scholarship. But I wanted Makerere for some reason. I don't know why. Because my father liked it so much, and at some point he didn't end up at university. But I was like, I have to go to Makerere so that I tell my father that I made it to Makerere. But I was scared. I was like, will I handle? How will I be in school? My family told me, you know what? You can go maybe and study abroad. But at the back of my mind, I was like, no, I'll manage. My first day, my very first day to come to school, I didn't know anyone. I got lost. At the back of my mind, I was like, oh God, how will these people see me when I'm getting lost? And most of the people I met, they knew me. They were saying, hi, Hannah, hi, hi. And I was scared to ask them, where am I supposed to go? Where is my school? Where is my class? Which lecture am I supposed to attend? And then I met one gentleman, my very first day, I think that's when I met Churchill. And he showed me, he enabled me get into the groups and all that. And that's when I got to meet my friend. She's here, Vanessa, and she helped me. And now I'm into school, like I'm settled in, I'm studying, I love everything. Everything is moving smooth. Maybe if I was like, I've achieved it all, why do I need to go to school? I wouldn't have the knowledge. Maybe I wouldn't get the chance to meet you guys. Maybe I wouldn't speak in front of the emerging leaders here. You know, so many people are supposed to be here actually, but you know why they're not here? Because they're not emerging leaders. And there is a reason why you're here today. Never take that lightly. Before I conclude, I have 3 questions here. I don't know if you guys have any more, maybe you could ask later. But someone asked me the ways I used to make it to the top. I think that's what I've been talking about. I had a dream. I sticked to my values. I prayed to God, prioritized my goals. I had discipline. I had to make sure I train every day for what I wanted to achieve until I got it. The other person asked me why I was chosen as Miss Uganda. I can't tell that I know why I was chosen because I am not the judge. But as a person who judges now the aspiring queens, I can tell that you have to be true to yourself. Be you. Tell your own story. Don't get other stories. Don't go there and be fake. Don't look at the former Miss Ugandas and be like, okay, I'm going to go and act like this one. You're not going to win anything. Go and be who you are. Tell your story. Be authentically raw. The world is either going to buy it or they won't. The other question was, how did I avoid obstacles to the top? This comes back to discipline. When you know what you want, you have to avoid what is obstructing you from achieving it. When you know that my friends are stopping me from achieving what I want, drop them, but in a good way. If you think maybe your schedule, there's certain things that you do that are limiting you to achieve what you want, drop them and get onto something else. And that's how you're going to achieve something that you want. And let's always prioritize prayer, because prayer is the key to everything. So I believe I'm among the 20% that believed in their values and integrity. When you reach 18 years, you're old enough to make your own decisions. whether to go above the law to achieve something or to stick to your values and achieve something. And we all know that quick success doesn't take long. You might take shortcuts to get to the top, but it won't take long before you come back to where you're supposed to be. So as a person who belongs in the 20% that you talk about, I still believe that you can stick to your values. If you have the right discipline and the right way to achieve them, you will still achieve them. However, if you still want to go with the 80%, it is also up to you to follow that path and achieve what you think you can get through that path. Have I answered? The second question was about ambitions and morality, right? I believe ambitions and morality is about living your life in a way that respects others. When you have ambitions, you have to make sure what you do to achieve what you want doesn't respect the society that you're coming from. For me, I'll take where I come from. I come from a society that supports early childhood marriages and teenage pregnancies. But what I believed in was to study harder. And I believe that a child is not supposed to be married before they're 18 years old. So I went and studied and came back home to preach them about the dangers of marrying a young girl. I didn't go out there or went and stood in front of the camera to criticize my people, because those are not morals. And anyone who is ambitious in a good way, you have to have the right morals to achieve something that you want to achieve. I went and studied about the dangers of early childhood marriages, went back home, educated them about it, and they learned it. And right now, we've constructed the very first ever secondary school in Nakaseke district in my village. Hope I've answered you. The other person asked me about the people to trust and also working in silence. There is one thing we call intuition. I don't know if you know it. There is one person you're going to meet and your heart is going to be like, this person, no, they're not the right person for me. And somehow the heart is going to keep telling you. I hope that we all listen to our intuition. At some point, you're going to see your friends and you will know who to tell and who not to tell. And we have family, we have our parents. I believe our parents wish the best for us. So you could sit down your mom or your father and tell them, you know what, I want to do this. Are you going to support me or not? You don't need the whole world to support you to achieve something. You just need one person to believe in your delusional dreams or what you think is right for you to do. As long as that one person believes in you and you yourself, you believe in yourself, you don't have to tell everyone, you know what, I am going to go for this, please support me, how can I do it? Because most of them are going to tear you down. So I hope I've answered you as well. Someone asked me, how do you manage to be successful and keep to the top? Okay. For me, when I was going to Miss Uganda, I didn't want my journey to stop at Miss Uganda. I am not saying that the queen who is there or the one who is coming, they want to stop there, but I wanted to continue. I wanted to get a platform that I could use to advocate for my purpose. In February 18th, I launched my foundation, the Karema Foundation, that supports early childhood marriages and teenage pregnancies. We advocate for period poverty and so many other things. So for me, when I was going for Miss Uganda, I always yearned for a platform where I could speak for young girls and boys to stay in school and to champion for education. And as we grow, I believe we shall get more other things to, combat and advocate for. So for me, I strategized and I was like, I need this platform because I need to keep working to improve where I come from and also the people of Uganda. Someone asked me purpose, my purpose that made me get to the crown. I didn't share it because I felt like I share my story a lot, and at some point maybe people get tired of it. But just to take you back, I come from a society that supports early childhood marriages, and I'm one of the people that escaped that. So when I grew up and continued to study, I promised myself that if I get a platform, I will always advocate for early childhood marriages. So when I reached Miss Uganda, I presented my story. I presented the dangers of early childhood marriages and how we could combat that. I advocated for period poverty and promised what I would do in case I get the crown. What I believe now is my purpose, and I believe each one of us has to find their purpose. You can't just be living your life, waking up every day and sleeping at night, and you don't have a purpose. At least have a dream, have something that you want to achieve. In that way, it will enable you to wake up each and every morning trying to make yourself better. Someone asked me what values I hope to impact that would be more enduring for a pageant title. I believe I've already impacted ever since I won. When I won Miss Uganda, I represented every girl who was told their dreams don't matter. I represented every girl who is married now and maybe they thought they wouldn't make it, or they don't have a voice or someone to represent them or to speak for them. So I believe in that section, I already created impact. I have the Hannah Karema Foundation. We advocate for early childhood marriages and teenage pregnancies. When we have enough funding, we go around Kampala. I think I've traveled all over Uganda in most of the villages, spreading the word about period poverty. I believe I'm still creating impact, and I still want to create more and more impact. I believe I've answered you. Thank you so much.
You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you whine and pause.
New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.